Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to College Sports Villains Season 2. We got a fantastic show today. We're just going to start with go ahead and bringing the guests on. Our first guest is from No Mercy Sports. Everybody say hello to James.
What it do, baby? What it do?
We got a large agenda tonight, and I'm excited. Let's go ahead and bring our next guest onto the stage. Emily, how we doing?
Doing great.
Excellent, excellent. And our last host for now, everybody welcome Spicy Mac.
What's up? Let's
Hey, look.
go.
At least this time you knew you were going to be on here and not just going off on Bill Belichick and a bunch of F-bombs before y'all realized y'all were live.
Enjoy first place for now because the Yankees coming to get that Baltimore ass.
Boy,
Let's
what
go.
what a week in baseball, man.
What a weekend, though,
It
for
was.
rap and hip-hop. My God.
Look, man, I mean, there's a shooting outside Drake's house. That's where it ends for me. Like, it's over. I'm done following it. Like, it's been going too far. Like, these people have lost their minds. But I want to start with this, man. So, like, I'm on X last night, and I'm scrolling, and then I come across this. I got to tell you, I rolled. And the next one after this, Matt, he puts up where he blocked Hillary Clinton, and he said, just in case, safety precaution. I was rolling. And then after that, he posted, hey, if I suicide myself, I didn't do it.
Jesus.
I mean, AB, like, as just crazy as he is honestly one of the best follows on X. The guy is hilarious.
He's not wrong, though.
No, look, dude, I'll be honest. I could be out in public and watch Hillary Clinton murder 5 people and be like, I ain't see nothing. Like, I don't know what happened. I was walking, heard some noise. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm turning evidence on Hillary Clinton. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I ain't got shit to say. I live way too close to DC, okay?
Hey,
Yes, you do.
like you've been
live real
saying
close.
with South Carolina and the Atlanta Braves, I want the smoke. Bring it on, Hillary.
Right. You know what? Good luck. My money's on Hillary more than baseball. I'm just saying that's where I'm going to live with that. And I'm sick right now too. I can't defend myself. So like I didn't see nothing. That's where I'm going with that. Absolutely hilarious. Chris, everybody, as you know, who is another host here, we have not heard from him. He is doing one of two things. He is sleeping because he works a lot, or he is out volunteering in his community because they had bad tornadoes last night. I don't know which one it is. He mentioned doing it, but he may have been doing it all morning.
I actually just got a comment from him saying that he just got home and he'll jump on as soon as he's done eating.
Okay. What's I'm watching on TV? How we doing, James? No commits. Howdy. we don't know nothing about that. Warning shot from Diddy to keep his mouth shut. Very well could have been. I'm not saying nothing, man. But Mac is right. He lives way too close to DC. He ain't seen nothing. But I gotta tell you, while we wait on it, before we get into it, you know, I like to have some funny videos, and I got to tell you, I was watching this today. I'm sick, you know, I'm trying to cook for the family. By the way, 2:00 in the morning last night, I had to get my whole family up, get them in the middle of the house because we had a tornado about 15 miles from here. So the sirens are going off, had to wake everybody up. I had to go out there, and so our son, we bought him a camper, like a whole camper, right? And I'm knocking on his door. I'm calling me an answer. I opened the door up and I'm like, Joey, there's a tornado. And this guy, dead sleep, goes, oh shit. It was so funny.
I was going to say, there's no way the kid rolled over and went back to sleep.
No, he did not. Like, you know, dude, you're in a camper. It's time to come up.
I have.
Yes, it is not fun.
I slept through a tornado and a hurricane in North Carolina, in Tennessee, and I think the last one was Florida. And I think that was the last time I was at Florida.
Now, I've slept through a hurricane. Now, make no mistake, all of these people in this house would have slept through the tornado had I not got them up. Every single one of them. Like, they were just, I was like, there's a tornado. I'm talking to my wife here. I'm like, there's a tornado. She's like, mm-hmm. I'm like,
so there was actually a scary thing that I saw on TikTok. It was something called a dead man walking tornado. And like it's a tornado within a tornado, and it looks like legs that are kind of walking. Real wow.
I mean, I've not seen that live, but I've seen it on the video as well.
I
have not seen that live.
Damn, you a lucky motherfucker. You see that?
Bro, I saw it too. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn.
You know, I will tell you, the people in the South, and I'm not going to get in specifics, but there have been several times where there have been tornado warnings here. And I was in charge of getting large groups of people together. I won't mention where. And you tell these people there's a tornado, like come to the center of the building, right? And they're just walking around, you know, grabbing stuff. I'm like, there is a tornado. I need you to come here. Like, well, you can't make me stay. Nope. Have a good day. Like, it's awful, man. People are weird. I don't like, I'm not just bothering you to bother you. Like, there's something coming and it's very dangerous. And I would like you to come to the safety zone. But, you know, that's just too much to ask for some people, I guess. So that's where we live in reality. But I want to show y'all a video because I mean, like, absolutely hilarious. I'm scrolling X today and I come upon this, and I got to tell you, worst robber ever.
I've called the police. Yeah, I've called the police. They'll be here. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, you think you're a tough man, do you? Oh. Hey, yeah. Okay. All right, calm down. It's a bike. Why are you doing this? Why'd you do this?
It's my fucking job.
What do you mean it's your job? How much are you getting for that bike when you sell it for your drugs?
Still from the fucking written beat the floor up.
Whoa, why are you Robin Hood? We are poor. We live in a council house, you stupid idiot.
Lock it or lose, innit?
Where's my house?
Lock it or fucking
This is my
lose.
house. It is locked. Look at you. Big tough man with his little bloody Stanley blades. Yeah, okay. Now just... You little toe rag, look at you. Who brought you up? What mother's yours? She needs to go away in prison, bringing you up, little thug. Look at ya, little toe rag. Look at ya. You can't even get out. You didn't rob a garden. I've rung the police anyway. They're coming. Police are coming. The police are coming.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Okay. Calm down. You're going to go to prison for 30 years for that. Are you? For a bike? Huh? Is that what you're going to do? Oh, now you're escaping, are you? Big tough man. Oh, look at you, big tough man. That's it, just break my fence, do some more damage.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Look at you little thug. Yeah, go on then. Go on then. Ah, not so tough now, are you, little boy?
She told him, she said,
First
you
off,
couldn't rob a
first off.
garden.
This is why we won the battle against England in, what was it, like the 1700s?
Like, goddamn, I think his pants were tighter than my wife's.
I'll tell you one thing, if that had happened here, I would have gotten
that fucking leg over.
I'll tell you one thing, if that had happened here, I would have gotten less time for a grape than I would for a murder charge.
Man, I'm telling you, man, that was like she was talking shit to him the whole time, and she's like, "Who's your mom? Your mom should be in prison for coming up forever, you little thug."
He did nothing. He literally threw the bike back at her. Like,
Man, look,
bro,
she's just talking mad shit, poking this guy with a broom. She's like, you like robbing women? You a big man, huh? You Robin Hood? Are you Robin Hood? I was rolling, man, rolling.
And then, listen, the fact that this boy throw the fucking bike over the fence, like,
just throw it.
bro, I could throw 200 pounds over that fucking fence. You tell me you can't throw that little ass 50-pound bike.
Stick to soccer, homie.
Man, she was lighting him up. Oh, you couldn't rob a garden.
Oh my god! Like,
gosh, she poked him with a broom, man. That shit was great.
She was lighting him up. I really thought that it was a Comedy Central roast.
I mean, it was just so funny, man. He's like, "Shut your mouth." And she's like, "Oh, you're a big man, huh?" Like, how bad do you have to be?
Comment that Jacques just sent.
It took him 5 minutes. Like, bro, when I tell you his knife was as big as my, like what I use to get divots out of a fucking green. Okay, my little divot hole thing is about the size of his goddamn knife. I'm like, what are you cutting with that?
Yeah, it's like, bro, a box cutter. If you're gonna bring something, like,
that didn't even look. It looked like a little tiny short blade.
Like, it was the literal, oh my god, the alligator hunter. That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That really was, man. She called him a toe rag. Yes, we're not from England, so we don't know what a toe rag is. But I mean,
we actually insult people over here.
I mean, how bad do you have to be at your job for a fucking 40, 50-year-old British woman to come out there, be so unafraid of you, just start poking you with a broom, roasting your skills as a robber? Yeah, oh, you suck. You're terrible. Who is your mom? Like, she's just lighting him up, man, while recording him. It was great. She said, "You a big man, huh?" How embarrassed is this guy at that moment? Like, when she said, "You a big man," I was about to cry. She's like, "Big tough man." Oh my god, man! I got to tell you that was great. Yeah, I was waiting for. I think she was trying to push him over the fence with that broom, and he kept kicking at her. I was waiting for that. Oh yeah, she called him every British name that you could call him. No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
real
too
quick.
good.
All right, everyone. It's my friend Jeremy here. He's a worship leader. He's got his own clothing brand. It's unrestricted.com, spelled just like it is on the screen. Go check it out. The spring set should be coming out if it's not already out. I didn't get with him recently and ask him, but I will. Like, I got to tell you, man, like that was great. So we are going to move on to the meme of the week. Y'all, you know, as a South Carolina fan, I have no dog in this fight, but everybody's on like, man, every time Arkansas signs somebody, particularly from Kentucky, Kentucky fans are losing their minds in the comments. What do y'all think about this?
I mean, I'll say this. I don't know why Arkansas fans were losing their minds when Kentucky got Will Levis. The dude puts mayonnaise in his coffee, for crying out loud.
Yes, he does.
How he doesn't have a sponsorship with Hellman's
so
at this point.
I was going to say, like we're talking football, not basketball, right? Because I was going to be like, I can be the coach. I can be the player. I can be the whole team. Yeah!
That's definitely Kentucky.
I mean, I'll say this: Kentucky was losing their shit
Yes, they were.
when Arkansas got Darren McFadden in the backfield.
So for some reason, Kentucky's always hated Arkansas, and they're relatively new rivalry because Arkansas didn't come in the SEC till '92, like South Carolina. But they're both pretty shitty in most sports. So I guess they kind of try to take out each other at the bottom of the rung. I can assure you that I don't give a
Arkansas
crap who
is
Cal
pretty
signs.
big
It'll
when
be
it
a
comes
first
to
round.
basketball, but
They are.
yeah. But I mean, they're tough and resilient as far as like from what I've seen.
So I think Kentucky's got like 5 players right now because their whole team transferred out. Nil deals and all that. But with that being said, we're going to take our first commercial break of the day. Just a minute long. You're watching College Sports Villains only on the Dog Media Network.
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler, just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat.
Welcome back to College Sports Villains only on the Dog Media Network. So we have 10 players. Andrew just got a 4-star flip from South Carolina to Kentucky.
Who? Because basketball or like
there's some basketball, but we got like 10 people from the portal, so I'm not sure which recruit we lost. We also beat Arkansas in their sport of choice baseball, so they took 2 out of 3 from them in baseball, and we took 2 out of 3 from Kentucky in baseball, and then we swept Bandy, and then we beat. Like, baseball's fun. Baseball, you just never know.
Yeah, so, Jock, don't break your own arm there. Having fun.
Well, Kentucky baseball is good. But with that being said, next week I am going to have to be at work, which is fine with me because we are going to introduce the newest show on the Dog Media Network next week. It's going to debut in my place because I won't be here. I'll probably be on via satellite, if you will. But next week, the introduction.
Nobody can stop me now.
All right, James, take it away. Tell us about your show, and you'll be debuting on the Dog Media Network next week. Talk about it.
Yeah, so it is the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find not only on YouTube, social media, but the Dog Media Network itself. And at the end of the episode, you will know whose game it is, with everybody saying, "No Mercy Sports." Yeah!
Yes, it is going to be exciting. I am a part of that. But the 2 main people are on this stage as well, Mac and James. They are the host and co-host. I am just a special guest whenever they allow me to get on. That's how we roll that. So we're excited about next week. So let's go ahead while we wait on Chris. Well, actually, I want to wait on Chris for that. So right now, what we'll do is...
Well, he did just make a comment.
He did.
Oh,
so he will make you say mercy.
No, you won't. No, you won't. If you think, Chris, if you think that you're going to get me to say mercy, you might be a Vanderbilt fan. If you think that Kendrick had anything to do with the shooting outside of Drake's house, or should I say Aubrey Graham, you might be a Vanderbilt fan, my guy.
Man, so JQ just roasted both of you. He said y'all look like the Miz and Bam Bam Bigelow.
I mean, listen to me. Bam Bam Bigelow was one of the baddest motherfuckers for about a decade. So
He
I take
was.
that as a compliment, buddy.
Hey, he was in Major
Hey,
Pain too.
no, technically, I'm not missing the whole tooth. I'm just missing
No,
a
not
piece
a whole
of it.
tooth. So I will
Hey,
tell
I'll
you.
take the Miz. At this point, I'm just having fun in my life.
So Ben,
I'll stop doing what I'm doing when it stops becoming fun. And it
Never!
exactly, my guy.
man, I remember Bam Bam Bigelow. Like I got to watch him. I doubt y'all ever got to watch him really live, but I got to watch him live. Man, he used to come out there. He was coked out of his mind with the frame tattooed on his head. Man, he's like and like you believe that he was a real crazy bastard.
I got to see him at a house show in Baltimore, and I want to say had him in like 2001, 2002, like when WCW was still
Facts, Jacques. Facts. And oh my God, truth. Just doing truth things. This man knows his assignment and he kills it every time.
Man, I gotta tell you, I don't watch a lot of it, but I did watch his videos you sent me, especially the one where he was selling merchandise, and then he's like, "Man, you got to stop," and he hands him a big roll of money. He goes, "Okay, well, just keep it on the down low." Puts it in his pocket, and he just wrote his name in at the end. That's hilarious. That guy. Or he was in the Royal Rumble. He brought a ladder in there and acted like he was getting. It was a ladder match. Like that. Was
I even got merchandise for my boys Tom and Nick.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Is Nick okay? I can't find him on Facebook. I would have broke. I would have broke instantaneously right there. But
Damien did. He turned his whole body, and Damien just went like this because he couldn't stop.
But yeah, I mean, Bam Bam Bigelow, like, who was it? The dude that played Alex Stone in Major Pain. He really said that, like, when the director said action, he did his thing. Like, he put on his wrestling persona. As soon as he said cut, he was a big soft teddy bear. Love it.
What does
love
say?
it? Love it? Love it?
What?
Said he wouldn't pay 50 cents to watch The Miz. I got to tell you, I watched The Miz's national world championship run 10, 15 years ago, and it was really good. Mm-hmm. He was a good heel.
Listen,
he was.
Yes, he was. It takes a lot of work to imagine. Imagine as much as you hate him, and the majority of fans hate him. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
I mean, all of us fucking hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, he's doing his job. That's exactly what it is. I hated him. I hated him from the start when he came in with fucking it was like the cheer squad days.
Yes.
He came
in. Oh
yeah. Like I mean, and then he got tag team. He got teamed up. What was it with what the fuck is it? What's that guy's name? But regardless, like it happened so long ago. And don't get me wrong, like his mic skills is why he got where he is today.
Facts. He keeps it so real. What?
Yeah, me too. Well, I agree.
Hey, I didn't watch The Real World when he was on there at the time. Like, I was so big into cartoons because, like, Nickelodeon had it going on, Cartoon Network had it going on. It was basically a war between two channels, and it, like, both of them just killed it at the time.
That like, all right, so y'all know about The Real World Miz. I just heard about it when he came in. The Real World, I was already pretty old when The Real World came out, so I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
Like, it was right in my wife's time frame and a little before y'all's, you know what I mean? But like, I was already pretty old.
I can remember it because my siblings would watch that kind of stuff.
No, he's arguably second tier, Chris. Get out of here.
I was never a reality TV fan, so like even still to this day, same. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I've got enough drama in my life. Okay, that's not like, you know what I mean. Like, I watch an episode of House over anything of reality TV. Like, at this point, I'd rather watch commercials.
So, would you
Hey,
say that
man.
the Orioles and Ravens kind of contribute to 75% of the drama in your life?
I mean, I wouldn't give him that much credit. I'll say like maybe 20%.
20%. Yeah.
I'm the same way. That's fair.
So South Carolina football itself is 50% of my stress. I'm just telling you, like, I get like watching them. It just blows my mind because you see them get all these top recruits year in, year out, and they're out there just olaying the ball. And I'm like, man, come on. Just
speaking of olaying the ball, who's a geekwad with the glasses that's going to be under center?
So that's Lenora Sellers. He was actually the number 8 quarterback coming out of the recruiting cycle in high school that year. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, he's really, really good.
That was the golden years.
So he wants to bring up the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael PSA. So when I was a kid, he is not third tier. I've been watching that era too, Chris, and I say he's at least second tier. But the Fabulous Freebirds was my favorite tag team as a kid. That's how old I am. Like, them and the Road Warriors and Doom, they just used to go at it. It was awesome.
Wow.
And then one day the Fabulous Freebirds were no more, and that's just the way things go.
Look, I'm basically at the point where I remember the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, where Triple H was just such a menace on the microphone. And then you had John Cena. Batista was finally getting traction under his feet. Randy Orton, like, oh my, the list just goes on and freaking on.
So I will tell you. So do y'all know who Mr. Perfect is, right?
Yes.
Kurt Hennig.
Yeah.
So I love Kurt Hennig. So a true story. So I was watching a documentary. I don't remember who was talking. I think it was Rick Martel. And he was like, Mr. Perfect was the best that we've ever wrestled with. And then he said that Mr. Perfect was backstage one time when Ric Flair was on this cocaine fueled, like, whatever he was on. Said he was back there like chopping people, and he said he chopped Mr. Perfect, and Mr. Perfect threw him into a wall. Like, it backstage now, you're not in the show or nothing. Like, this guy, this big, because Ric Flair was big back in the day. This big muscle cocaine guy just comes up and slaps you across the chest.
Yeah, but so was Mr. Perfect. My God, he was big. But look, if we're talking about behind the scenes, I really don't think it gets any better than Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, this dude was committed to his
You talking about cocaine or okay? I didn't know. It could have went either way with Macho Man.
That's true. I was watching a biography on A&E about Macho Man Randy Savage, and they were talking about his WrestleMania match with Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. And the behind the scenes that they did together is just unmatched. Like, Macho Man called him up like, hey, come to my hotel room. We're going to go over the match. We're going to, like, they had about 4 or 5 lawyer or yellow pad notes of pages filled out. And they were like, okay, we're going to go from here and describe the rest of the match. And what we got was arguably pure perfection. Like, just, it's so hard to talk about because it is just that perfect.
I don't know. See, in the same way you have that sense, for me, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Christian and Edge, that ladder match where they spent an entire week in that ring setting up every move, understanding exactly how to, like, there's some matches, I don't care if you're a wrestling fan and you watch it and you
even WrestleMania 17,
everybody hits their cue. It looks wonderful. It flows correctly.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't give a fuck what you can play basketball, you can play football, you can play all of these motherfucking synchronized sports. That shit, it's a lot different.
Bro, A&E did a WWE Rivals on the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. They were talking about WrestleMania 17, the TLC match. and Edge was talking about spearing Jeff Hardy off of when he had a hold of the tag team titles. Edge hesitated just a tiny bit. If he had gone, there would have been serious damage, but he didn't. He controlled himself, and what we got was arguably the greatest shot in WrestleMania history.
Well, I will tell you, you remember, speaking of Edge, you remember when he speared him off the ladder? Off the
That's
very
what
top?
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
When he
actually
speared Jeff
watched
Hardy.
him.
Yes.
Yes, I actually watched him talk about that, and he asked him, one of the people asked him, how many times did y'all do that to get it right? He said, are you crazy? I ain't doing that more than once.
Exactly.
So like they had never done it before.
Heat
Like,
of the moment.
It's what he said.
No.
He said, I never did it.
No, so I got to see the behind the scenes video of it on one of the YouTube channels, one of the WrestleLamias or something like that. And anyway, they did a whole breakdown of it. They had the home footage of, I think Lita was the one filming with the camcorder, and they had him going around the ring, and it was at least 3 different days because they were wearing 3 different outfits throughout the cut up scene. But it was like 3 to 4 minutes long. And it showed all this stuff, and it showed them with the legal pads. They showed them grabbing each other, explaining this. They showed them grabbing the ladders, on top of the ladders and shit. So you're like, okay, like, god damn. Like, they knew they were going to fucking shut that shit down.
Here's the craziest thing, though. What we got from Edge and Jeff Hardy came from the mind of Rhino. Nobody else could think of something that fucking genius. And Rhino was like, well, hey, Bubba Ray, what if you take the ladder that Jeff has his legs on and you kind of just like bring it back to the turnbuckle that you're going to, and it gives him that swinging momentum that Edge can do, and they fucking stole the show.
Well, I will tell you, they did steal the show. Did y'all ever see the cocaine fueled interview with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man in the 80s, where literally like the whole 4 minutes they're just did y'all see that? Like I mean, that was
they're in the weight room.
Yeah, they didn't say nothing. They just you could tell Hulk Hogan was geeked out of his mind, right? We already knew Macho Man was, but Hulk Hogan definitely was in this video.
No, for me,
like,
it was when the Mega Powers got introduced, and you see Macho Man. In fact, I don't think I'm gonna be coming down for a long time. I was like, yeah, tell me you're coked out of your mind without telling me you're coked out of your mind.
Man, that Macho Man was the best. So I remember when Macho Man beat Hulk Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
He beat Hulk Hogan in WCW, and he took the title. And then Sting took the title from him, and then Hulk Hogan took the title back from him, and then there was then it came to the end where they were like, oh, he just laid down on him. Hulk Hogan went out there and whispered to Sting, and he laid down. That was the end. But let's introduce our 5th and final host of the day, Chris. How we doing?
I'd be doing a whole lot better if I didn't have the mishap today of shattering the phone in my pocket.
In
my pocket.
I did it the other day
with the Ravens background. Oh my god!
That's why I wasn't able to message you guys, because I had no phone to message you with, because I can't even see my screen.
I'm pretty shattered over here. Like, I am completely shattered.
I got to tell you, I told them, I said the last time Chris wasn't available, because it tells you on Facebook when people are available for 3 hours, I was like, he was sleeping. So I said, he's either in the community working, because you said you might do that, or you were sleeping. That's what I said he's doing. I didn't know he shattered the shit out of his phone. I had no idea. Like that was hilarious. Hogan stash. So every time, like, man, that Hogan Macho promo, man, like I tell you, like, Macho Man's gonna, but Hulk Hogan was like, and Mean Gene made the whole scene, because Mean Gene's like, are you okay?
You're fucking Mean Gene. Oh, he was such a classic.
He was. And Macho Man's like, we're just fine. He's like, absolutely hilarious.
See, but I have an advantage over all of you, because I got to grow up in the day and age of the old AWA.
AWA existed
where
when I was
Hulk
a
Hogan
kid.
actually got his debut. And
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan and all of those cats came from. That was when it was epic.
Yeah, so I was old enough to watch the AWA. It was transitioning in my youth.
The old high flyers with jumping Jim Brunzell and Greg Gagne.
Look, I got to tell
East-West
you,
connection with Jesse Ventura and Adrian Adonis. My God.
Okay.
Jesse Ventura from Predator?
Out of all of the
Yes.
names out there for
He was a
those
wrestler,
older wrestlers, Adrian Adonis was one of the fattest motherfuckers that I had ever seen. And then he wore makeup in like the last part of his career. He wore makeup. And it was just like, bro, you look like a fucking clown.
But when he was in the AWA, he was cut. Believe it or not, he was cut.
So I want to ask y'all a question. And without saying Kurt Hennig, without saying Mr. Perfect, we'll go around. Who is the most underrated wrestler ever? Start with you, Chris.
Dean Malenko.
That's a good one. Y'all in the comments, who do y'all think is the most underrated wrestler ever? But Dean Malenko's a good one. He was almost
one of the most technically sound professional wrestlers you'll ever see.
All right, James, most underrated wrestler ever. I'm going to blow y'all's mind. Somebody who should have got a larger push.
I mean, he had a career in WWE, TNA, and came back to WWE. He was a strict wrestler, but my God, could he get the job done? Kurt Angle.
Now he's a multi-time world champion. I don't know how he's
though.
underrated. Like in what
well,
capacity?
I mean, we had Triple H, we had Brock Lesnar. I mean, I'll make an argument for like Eddie Guerrero or Rey Mysterio for that matter.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero, his career was cut short, but he's definitely one of the most underrated. Mac, who do you think is the most underrated wrestler ever?
Mick Foley, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love. What like
the fact, there.
But like I'm just saying the fact that you're telling me, right, this so-called fat, unathletic fucking guy had some of the greatest matches.
Bro, the Hell in a Cell with Undertaker?
Exactly. That match right there will forever go down in history. Nothing of the sorts will ever happen again. Okay.
Like, Mick Foley really went to the Undertaker like, hey, throw me off. And the Undertaker was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Fine, I'll freaking do it because you're
No, he lied to him.
Me.
He lied to him. He told him that he tried it before. He was like, don't worry, I've done it before. It's okay. And he was like, okay, you sure? Yeah. He said after the match, he was like, you lying son of a bitch. You ain't never did that before.
Yeah, never.
I mean, even Undertaker was on top of the cell, and his entire thought process was,
listen,
Mick,
everybody talks about him getting thrown off
Please
the cell.
move.
The biggest thing was him getting fucking choke slammed
or
through the cell, landing,
and
going
the chair coming down on top of him
on tacks. Tacks.
Yeah.
And that's what. And again, that for me, how he wasn't at least a 4, 5, 6-time champion. When he was going, especially when the belt was moving back and forth every 3 to 6 months at that time. There's no reason why he couldn't have got a couple clean ones.
He was a 3-time champion, right? So
I believe so. Yeah,
2-time champion, 2, 3. He got his roses. Emily, do you have one? No, not a wrestling fan.
The Fabulous Moolah.
I have watched some, yes.
Yes,
that's fair.
So I was going a little different than you guys. I was thinking about people who never really got a world title push. So for me, the most underrated wrestler ever who could have been somebody special was Rick Martel, because that guy had everything. He had ring skills. He was good in the ring, and like I see by your faces you don't know who he is, but
I know who he is. He was in the AWA.
The problem was the mic. The mic.
It wasn't terrible.
That's all it was. That was all it was. When he got challenged on the mic, it happened what was it? I think it was him and Roddy Piper. He got hit like Rowdy started on his ass on the one promo. And like his back promo was only like 15 seconds long. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you come such and such day, and then that was it. And it was just like I get it in a certain point. Now again, what you said, Rick Martel was the shit in the fucking in the ring. But again, that's for me. That's the only thing that was missing at that point in time because you had too many giant motherfuckers with muscles that could still kind of talk on the mic. So you had to be like a Miz. Like that's why I said Miz got the push he got because of the mouth he has, not because of athletics. Like, yeah, he can do a decent match, but at the end of the day, if you can't put asses in seats with your mouth, it don't matter what you're doing in that ring.
Hey, Rick Martel was a big motherfucker too. Like, make no mistake about it. Like, he was huge.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're talking about Hulk Hogan, you're talking about the Andre the Giants. You know what I mean? You're talking about the bigger guys. You got Big John Studd. You had Bam Bam Bigelow at the end of the '80s. You had Big Boss Man. You had, I mean, there was a lot of big guys that. I mean, Vince McMahon was infatuated with large big men.
Yeah.
All right.
And at the end of the day, he was constantly bringing them in to collect a paycheck.
One more question before we move on to the next sport. Go ahead, Chris.
The problem with Rick Martel, and I don't have any confirmation that these stories were true, but the stories behind the scenes and in the old wrestling magazines, Pro Wrestling Illustrated and all of that stuff, were that Rick Martel was the first openly gay wrestler in professional wrestling, and that's why they never gave him a push.
I bet, that was rumor. He used to come out. He used to be called the Model. He wore pink tights and a pink bow, and so a lot of that. But before we move on to the next sport, I got one more wrestling question, and this one, I can't wait to hear what y'all think. And we'll start with Mac this time. Family, if you have an answer, chime in because I know you haven't watched it like as long. Who is the worst world champion ever? We'll start with Mac. The worst person ever to hold a major title, like a major world title, WCW, WWE.
Del Rio. Whoever that Del Rio fucking
Alberto Del Rio?
And then it was the fucking the Indian guy.
Jinder.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal. Nope, Jinder Mahal. I would have rather fucking Khali because Khali's more believable. You got a fucking 7 foot tall motherfucker whacking you in the head. Okay, I can believe that could knock you out. But Jinder Mahal would literally put him in a lazy Susan hold. Like, are you fucking kidding me? My man had this. He did the same.
I would have to disagree with.
I would disagree with both of them, man. Both of them were fantastic. That's just my opinion. Okay. Like, especially Alberto Del Rio. Now, he's not a good person. Like, he raped people or whatever. But in the ring, I was genuinely entertained.
Okay, so I can say this, right? So when he was wrestling, I was stagehanding. So again, part of that is when Del Rio was a champion, they came to Baltimore, right? It was the Royal. It was before it was the Royal Farms Arena. All right, boom. You're talking about straight asshole. I mean asshole. And it's the same thing. Like, yeah, when you meet famous people, 9 times out of 10, it's not under the best circumstances. But the whole thing is like everybody else treated us with respect, no problem. Asked us for anything they needed, no problem. This guy flips over a fucking table because catering doesn't have whatever. Like, first off, like, come on. You're talking The Big Show. You're talking Undertaker. You're talking Kane. You're talking about all these guys are sitting back here, and this is the asshole. This is the asshole they decided to give the championship belt to, and this is the guy who's flipping fucking tables over at catering. No, ain't nothing but a bunch of Spanish ladies back there any motherfucking way. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I'm sorry. I did watch not once, but 2 different matches where he completely botched fucking pickup slams. For me, like I said, some of the worst, I get a lot of flack for this. Worst ladies was Paige. I watched her botch so many moves in the WWE. It was just bad for me. So I tend to cling and hold on to shit like that because if you're going to hurt somebody intentionally or not, like, and you do it multiple times, and you still, it's like you don't care. So you don't care about your craft. You don't care about the safety of the other person that's in there to make you look good. Think about it this way. Every time somebody's looking good, that's the other person's work. Your job is to make that person look good and sell for them. They're doing the opposite for you. So if I'm making you look like fucking, you look like the man, and I'm looking like shit because you won't jump when I'm going to slam you. You won't pick up. You won't fucking run and hit the fucking timing on key. Like, everything is on timing point.
All right, James, worst champion ever.
So it was kind of hard to see him at one point, but I would probably say like this was during the 2010s. So one argument could be made for Chris Jericho. But hold up, Chris. Hold the fuck up, Chris and Mac. Hold up.
You're on the list. You're on the fucking list. You're on the list.
You are on the list for that comment.
You made the list.
That is crazy. Like I can't believe you said like Jericho's top 5 all time. That's wow.
He is. He became a world champion during arguably the worst time of WWE, being the PG era.
Dude, he beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the first ever unified champion.
I'm not taking that away from him. I'm talking about the late 2000s, early 2010s. I'm talking about when Jack Swagger beat him for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he cashed in Money in the Bank, and John Cena was like, nah, Jack Swagger is not the guy. So, look, all I'm saying is late 2000s, early 2010s, Chris Jericho. I'm not taking anything away from when he won the undisputed WWE Championship the same night that he beat Rock in Austin. I'm talking about when he won the World Heavyweight Championship alone. And then, obviously, the number one pick that could easily beat Jericho is Jack Swagger. Why? Because who the fuck remembers him?
Okay, so I do, because he was horrible, and he had that lisp, and he couldn't talk good shit on the mic for nothing. So
that's what I'm saying.
He looked great. He looked great. If they would have put him with Paul Heyman, he could have been a superstar.
Agreed. little back shot at Brock Lesnar there. Chris, worst world champion of all time.
I'm going to name somebody that James and Mac know absolutely nothing about.
Bring it.
Otto Vance.
Dude, like I know who that is, but I didn't know he was champion.
He was the AWA champion for all of 41 days.
41 days.
He had one title defense and lost.
Yeah, that guy. So
yeah, that guy.
I never knew he was champion. But for me, so he said it here, JQ did, David Arquette, like definitely but outside of that, like I'm gonna say, like you say Chris Jericho, and like I just don't get it. But the worst champion
like
ever.
I said, late 2000s,
I got you.
Early 2010s Jericho.
You specified. So
yeah, but still shocking looks. It's like, yo, that's not the Jericho I'm talking about, though.
Don't be dishing on Jerry Curl.
So for me, this guy was a major superstar, worse on the mic than Jack Swagger, worse in the ring than I don't even know, a drunk Scott Hall. The Ultimate Warrior was the worst heavyweight champion. This guy couldn't talk. This guy couldn't fight. Like this guy was
he had
awful.
no skills in the ring.
Awful. None. His finale was, "I'm gonna jump up and land on you." Like literally, it was awful. The worst ever.
I was dropped off on this planet from a galaxy far away. You're the Ultimate Warrior. What
Right.
the fuck? Nobody said nothing about no spaceships. Nobody said outer space. Like, we didn't call you astronaut man or the not. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, being ultimate is one
Hey.
thing.
but awful.
Check it out.
Awful.
Otto Vance's finishing move was a shoulder roll. Seriously, he'd do a shoulder roll over somebody's chest, and that'd be it.
I'm gonna tell you, man, ain't nobody as bad as the Ultimate Warrior.
I'll get controversial. Hulk Hogan.
Now Hulk Hogan was phenomenal. Hulk Hogan's the greatest of all time.
He was phenomenal, but there were points.
Not, Hulk Hogan is the greatest of all time. But the sport would not be where it is right now without that man. He's not my favorite.
True,
Y'all know
but
Shawn Michaels
he
my
constantly got shoved down our throats. Look at the WCW days when the NWO, like the figure poke of doom for crying out loud.
But let's not forget, Hulk Hogan made the NWO, and the NWO during the height of his popularity was the most popular wrestling of all time. So
I'm not going to deny that.
I mean, Hulk Hogan is the GOAT, right? Shawn Michaels is my favorite. Bret Hart is the greatest, but Hulk Hogan is the GOAT. Because, like Max said earlier, if this guy's punching you, you can believe that it hurt. This guy's 6'9", 380, all muscle, like it. You believed it, right? So,
well, look, all I'm saying is, fucking Yokozuna wins the WWE Championship against Bret Hart. Who comes out to steal the championship? Hulk Hogan, of all fucking people. And then, like, granted, this was during the worst of the WCW days when Vince Russo was calling the shots. Like, Hulk Hogan decides to invoke his, oh my God, what is it? Creative contract clause or whatever. When it was supposed to be so hyped up between him and Sting, Sting doesn't kick out. Like, oh God. There's so much history for Hulk Hogan that he was shoved down our throats so badly just to get a paycheck.
If you want to be a world champion on the lines of Hulk Hogan, you have to have a better finishing move than sticking your ass in somebody's face. I mean, come on, man.
Cena had a better finishing move than Hulk Hogan than dropping your legs on somebody.
So this is what you didn't get, right? So you're retro going back, like, but in the moment, the leg drop in the 80s, man, you just didn't understand the magnitude of it.
Iconic.
You had to see it in the moment. When he dropped that fucking leg on Andre the Giant, man, like, you had to see it.
I agree with both. I agree with both of the sentiments of it. Okay. I am on the fence 100% on this because, yes, I understand Hulk Hogan had the most basic of moves routine. He did the same 12 moves every fight. You knew how it was gonna go, and this
that's one of the reasons that he was champion for over 1,300 days.
People loved it.
And now again, when he came out, what he was, how he sold it. Are you fucking kidding me? Astronomical. That is why he will be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Just on that mark alone.
Like I said, I will get controversial.
Fans who appreciate wrestling for the technical, abilities that you can really have and really show. We all understand on this panel that Hulk Hogan was not a technical wrestler by any means. He was Hollywood. He was showman. This was entertainment, baby. That's all it was.
Yep. So speaking of famous
pure
wrestlers,
entertainment, but
I got the video of Ric Flair.
Woo!
Oh boy.
So we will watch it on the other side of a break. We're going to take a commercial. We're not only going to be gone 2 minutes, y'all. Don't go anywhere. You're watching College Sports Villains only on the Dog Media Network.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. college sports villain. Taking it over the place. I bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free.
Boy, that's mediocre.
Then what the f are you doing?
I was drinking that.
No, you were surviving it. Give excitement a try with Bones Coffee. Click on the link below to order some for yourself.
Here.
Whoa is right. That substance you were sipping before is what we in the industry refer to as ass water. Sure, it technically has caffeine, but at Bones Coffee, we believe in the experience of waking up every morning looking forward to that first tasty cup. That's why we roast carefully selected beans in small batches to perfection, so you can count on quality in every cup. And not only that, Bones has a ton of fabulous flavors from which to choose.
Hey, did someone mention flavors? Highland Greg, pleasure to meet you.
What'll it be, Greg?
You know, I've been hankering for the spiced rum flavor of Highland Grove, please.
Greg, I'm surprised by the size of your bagpipe.
Ugh, it's not the size of the bagpipe that matters, laddie.
Yeah, it's how hard you blow it.
Yeah, let's leave the talking to me.
Oh, gee, I just got back from chasing some hosers out of the grilling rink. I could go for some maple bacon coffee right about noon.
Coming right up.
Hey kid, you single?
Yeah.
That's why this place looks like
Here you are, my salty siren.
Thanks. I need the salted caramel chocolate pick-me-up after dealing with this loser.
How in the world are all these people getting in here?
We just walked in. Click on the link below to stop drinking water and get yourself Bones Coffee today. Or maybe you don't want to click on the link below because you think, flavored coffee's not for me. That was Sarah G's experience. She says, usually flavored coffees taste chemically to me, but these do not. They have a really pleasant aroma and flavor. They do not leave that weird residue on the bottom of your mug like many flavored coffees do. And Cheryl S. says, I ordered this for my son's GF for a B-day. She loves it. Why, Cheryl, that's awfully nice of you. Unfortunately, they broke up and I can't return it. Frowny face. Well, that's awkward. At least she liked it, though. Stop settling for mediocrity and order Bones Coffee today.
Welcome back to College Sports Villains, only on the Dog Media Network. Chris, go ahead and roll that Ric Flair footage. We'll get that, and then we will move on to the next sport.
Yeah, good. Well, I did anything wrong except spend money and put this place over and bring my family and friends here. That is bad for you. Why would it be bad for me? Well, watch social media tomorrow. I don't follow social media. Well, you better. I don't get stuck on my phone. What's your name, nut job? Nicholas what? Nicholas Dickhead. You don't have to call me like that, sir. Don't ever talk. You don't have to call me like that, sir. You don't have to do this to me. If you humiliate me and my family. I'm not humiliating. I didn't do one thing wrong. I walked into the bathroom. And you called on my kitchen manager. Oh, you're a kid high cost. Really? What world do you live in? One word right there. How did I cost him? Did I touch him? I never say a cuss word. You know, is that his word against yours? I didn't say one cuss word. God. No, ma'am, I'm going to give you $1,000 tip just to say to him, kiss my ass. If you walk outside here, I know. You're disrespecting me.
How am I disrespecting?
Telling me to leave.
I'm not telling you to leave, but you're telling you that you're cut off.
Oh, I'm cut off and I'm drunk? Really?
Yes, sir. You no matter if you're paying or not.
Ma'am, please give yourself $1,000 tip. $1,000 tip. This guy and I are so cool. She and I are cool. And long comes Jim shit.
You don't have to call me like that.
I said it.
I never did.
Like, this guy's drunk out of his mind. He's in his 70s accosting a bartender. Said, I bring my money in this anyway. Weirdo.
At one point, he says, would you like a fight?
Nobody's ever accused Ric Flair of being a good guy.
True.
Yeah, we're not going to be punching a 80-year-old man in the parking lot, even though Ric Flair is the dirtiest player in the game. We all know how that goes. But It is now time for...
It's time for Mac's Spicy Picks. Dude, I should check to see how this bit's going. I'm like, yeah. All right, so starting out with the first game. Chet Holmgren, 10 points. That's pretty basic. Irving, 15 points. That should damn near be a gimme. Jalen Williams, 15 points. It's a good shot. Alexander, dude, he's going to get you 20 points. I mean, usually I bet on 25 points. Kyrie, 2 threes. That's usually automatic for him. Gafford, 4 rebounds. Playoffs, he's been averaging at least 6. So, I mean, I'm taking it. Alexander for 4 rebounds. Again, it's the playoffs. He's playing like, he's in the fucking playoffs. Holmgren for 6 rebounds. And again, I think that's still light. He probably might get 8. And Irving for 2 assists. If he don't get 2 assists, I hope I lose this fucking bet.
This is the next panel.
Boom. Tatum for 20 points, Brown for 15, White for 15. I mean, Brown and White have been pretty clutch most of this playoffs. Tatum for 20 points. He's already got 20 points. I know that for damn sure. So we're good there. Garland for 10 points. Mobley's probably having the best game of his damn career. What is it? 9 rebounds and 19 points. He's about, one more rebound and he's got himself a double-double. Sitting pretty good. And then Holiday with 10 points. That's, he's at 4.
So I have.
Yes, he is.
Ask, do you guys even know Evan Mobley? Is that Catino Mobley's kid?
I don't know.
No clue.
Do you even remember who Catino Mobley is? He's a former
The
NBA
dude
player.
on the Knicks?
He used to play in the NBA. I don't know if he still does. He's old school.
So I'm just gonna say this now since we're running over. If Boston loses this game, now there's still 9 minutes to go, and they're down 14, 15 points. Bless you. If they lose this game, it is because they have refused to shoot a consistent 3-point shot. Bless you.
Bless you.
A little under the weather.
Horford, Brown for 4 rebounds, Derek White to make 2 3-pointers, Drew Holiday to make 1 3-pointer, Hauser to make 1, Brown to make 1, Mitchell to make 2, Mitchell for 25 points, Evan Mobley for 8 rebounds, and Tatum for 6. I mean, It's not bad, bless you.
Damn.
So while we're on your spicy hot picks, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Johnny B. Bad. JQ is not a fan of Johnny B. Bad. All right, so
I'm just going to throw it out there since he mentioned him in the spicy hot picks. It's an absolute joke and a shame that SGA did not win MVP and it was given to Joker. People should be ashamed of themselves.
I mean, I don't know about SGA. Yes, he is a good MVP candidate. I mean, even if they gave it to Luka Doncic, I wouldn't have been mad. But I am upset that Joker won it because at this point, the regular season, the trophies are just basically participation awards at this point. The Nuggets are the defending champions, and they got swept by fucking Minnesota of a fucking small market team of all teams.
well, I mean, they haven't got swept yet, have they? Isn't it just 2-0? Yeah, it's just 2-0 Minnesota right now. But
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they won the first two in Denver, though.
My take is SGA put up Jordan numbers. The numbers he put up this year have only been done two other times, and that was by Jordan and Curry. And they both won MVP the year they did.
Well,
hell, you can make an argument for Anthony Edwards.
Thank you. That's all. I was waiting. Anthony motherfucking Edwards. And I hope to God, Minnesota runs through shit this year. I hope they win.
I swear to God, I hope that this finals is Minnesota versus the New York Knicks because that would easily save the NBA.
Well, let's before we go to this video, let's talk about how we always 100% always talk about refs on here, right? So we always talk about how the Knicks always get help from the refs. That has happened this whole playoffs, and even for I really say anything because I don't have a dog in this fight. But the Indiana Pacers organization actually petitioned the NBA. And they're going up to the local authorities or something, but 78 missed calls in the first two games. Did y'all see that? Where they petitioned the NBA? 78 missed calls. Like, you say what you want because you're a Knicks fan, and I get it, but I mean,
I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm just saying, like, Rick Carlisle sounded like a little bitch right now.
I mean, it is what it is when your team's getting screwed. I'm just saying I understand.
I understand. Your team's getting screwed. Fucking do something about it. How about that?
Well, you can't when your team's getting screwed. That's the problem. It's hard to do something, but I want you to see this video.
Fuck it. Get physical.
Think about
there was 135 minutes handed out between the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins last night.
So that was
even David Pasternak and Chuck were like, hey, let's go at it. Pasternak got flattened out on his fucking ass.
Yeah, he got hit hard. But so before we get into that, imagine you're just taking a nap and you're having a good time. So this is our 2 FAFO moments of the day.
I've had this happen.
I'm flipping it.
No. Listen, North Carolina, all right, to be specific, Redford, North Carolina. I was on Rayford Road in North Carolina. Mind you, this does not have a sidewalk. This is country, okay? Country, North Carolina. No sidewalks. It's just highway. That's it. I'm walking on the side of the highway. Suddenly you hear this Mustang. Car cuts out a lane. Wham! That car came, hit the side, hit the curb, flipped up, and literally, I'm like, if I reached out, I could have touched the top of that car, and then it dropped back down and kept going. I thought I was dead. I had people stopping. Are you okay? Because I didn't move. I just stood there like, holy shit. They're like, you okay?
Frozen solid. Yep.
Bro,
Completely agree.
That is so scary.
So I've not had one that close, but I will tell you, I was driving one day and I was, gosh, probably in my mid 20s, late 20s, and I had this like 4 hour drive, and I guess I kind of just drifted into space as you're driving. You just get bored and you're like, and then I looked up, man, and I'm driving through a field. Like it's not the same thing as somebody hitting you, but like I woke up, I'm like, I'm literally driving through somebody's fucking. You talk about scary, because now I'm like, how do I get out of this field? Like, what do I do at this point?
Foot on the floor and send it, baby.
Yeah, yes. I immediately I looked
Literally, that's all
around
you can do.
and I saw the gate guarding the between the road, and I just like I guess I went through a gate to get here, so I'll just go through a gate to get back out. Like I just went through the fence, boom. And I remember driving home thinking, "Oh my God!" Thank God that was in the days before cameras were everywhere, because I was certainly just driving through this man's like field, just wee. Like I don't know, man. If that had been my field and I looked down there, and some assholes driving through it.
all you can do at that point is foot on the floor and send it.
Yeah, you got to get the hell out of there at that point.
Yep.
But like I was just drifting in space. Sometimes you start thinking about things and the music, and you just get complacent, and you're driving through somebody's yard at that point.
Sometimes you start thinking about the conspiracy theories.
Yes,
Speaking of conspiracy theories, by the way, I heard your remark about Kendrick Lamar. No, I don't think he was involved. However, the video that he put out with Drake getting sliced and diced was pretty freaking cool. My conspiracy theory is that was a warning shot from his good friend Diddy telling him to keep his damn mouth shut. That's exactly what that was.
He ain't gonna
the shot came from the Weeknd's team.
No, it didn't.
Like
they have not.
Kendrick is way too smart for that. Yes, he's from Compton, but he is way too smart for that.
I didn't say it was Kendrick.
I'm just saying, as Jamal
It was
Anderson,
Diddy.
Jamal Anderson had a $20 million contract guaranteed and chose to, move cocaine from Colorado to Georgia. People make bad mistakes, James. They make bad decisions in life.
It was Diddy firing a warning shot, telling him to keep his mouth shut because he knows stuff.
Speaking of warning shot,
fair enough.
And Hillary Clinton and Diddy, like this right here seemed like a hit job.
Way to go, Clemson. Bet you can't do that again.
Could you imagine? You just driving along down the interstate, trying to get home after a long day of work, and this asshole full of liquid nitrogen just cuts you off, smacks the middle, lights the highway on fire. Like, could you imagine? Like, just being in that moment.
I mean,
that's just like, no.
I mean, honestly, I could, because there's a saying that I saw on TV one time, and it goes like this. Everything's bigger in Texas, even the dumbasses. And man, has it proven to be true, because nobody in this fucking state knows how to fucking drive.
I don't know, man. I live around DC, Virginia, and PA. It's pretty fucking bad. The DMV is horrible.
I'll agree to that. Yeah, I could see it. Man, the area of Texas that I'm at, nobody knows how to speed up to get onto the fucking highway or even use their blinkers for that matter. Common fucking sense, people.
Yes. So we are going to move on to the next subject. You guys can use college or pro. I know y'all, Mac really doesn't have a college team, but we'll start. Emily, you have so many on yours, so you just Sean Alexander, whoever you want. But who is the best running back in your team's history? We'll start with Chris.
So I've been thinking about that question, and I've narrowed it down to two. Okay. You got Frank Mordecai, who has the second highest single game rushing record ever in the SEC. one of the foundations of early day Vanderbilt football. But then you got Ralph Webb, who is top 5 all time in SEC total yards. Personally, I'm going to give it to Ralph Webb. Guy was unsung hero. He carried the team for 4 years. Top 5 SEC all time. It's hard not to give it to that guy. Ralph Webb is my answer.
Excellent. I do know Ralph Webb, actually. James, who's the best running back in your team's history?
So I really can't think of anybody when it comes to Notre Dame.
Jerome Bettis.
No
Bubba.
shit.
Yes.
Jerome Bettis. Yeah.
Wow.
If I'm a Notre Dame fan, that's my answer.
I mean, wow. I was going to take it to the SEC. Real quick, where did Peyton Hillis go to college?
Arkansas.
Okay, fair enough. Another school I was going to go to was Penn State. Look, if it wasn't Notre Dame, it was Penn State, and probably the best running back I saw was Saquon Barkley. Like, I ain't even gonna lie.
Penn State.
And then everybody else that I can really think of is basically in the SEC. I mean, Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis, Mark Ingram. I'll go outside of the SEC and say Reggie Bush. I said what I said, Chris. And then Derek King Henry.
All right, I was gonna say stop because I don't want you to name my one guy. I'm
Right.
sitting there holding on to the first college running back I ever took an interest in and was like, holy shit, Adrian Peterson.
Oklahoma AP.
Like that was the
AP.
first college running back. Now,
Yep.
I mean, you talking about my Ravens, Jamal Lewis, all day, every motherfucking day.
Right.
I'll take him. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, Ray Rice. I love Ray Rice for what he was and what he did, and that little gadget motherfucking hole. You know, he was a workhorse. He was for 4 years. But I mean, Jamal Lewis. I mean. Bro, come on. He almost broke the fucking all-time rushing record. Like, he had multiple, I mean, bro, you're talking about a running back of running backs. Like, in today's game, and King Henry might not be King Henry. It might be King Lewis.
I was going to say, I don't know why, but I kind of get the feeling that Ray Rice went to, like, Rutgers or something.
He did.
He did
go to Rutgers.
Whoa, that was a fucking shot in the dark.
Yeah. Emily, do you have one?
Not that I can think of right now, no.
Okay. I would go, if I'm Alabama, I'm going Mark Ingram. But for the Falcons, I'm going Warwick Dunn and Craig Ironhead Hayward. Those are, I think, the two best. But for South Carolina, you got two. Specifically, I mean, there's a lot of great running backs out of South Carolina. Make no mistake about it. But for me, it's Marcus Lattimore before he got injured, and it's George Rogers. And I'm going to give it to George Rogers because he has the Heisman, right? He's got the only Heisman trophy ever at South Carolina. So you can't not give it to George Rogers because he has the hardware. But Marcus Lattimore was a close damn second. If Marcus Lattimore hadn't got injured, like, the sky was the limit for that kid. Like, no doubt about that whatsoever.
I mean, if I may, like, I saw team's history. I know this is a college sports channel, so that's why I went college. But if we're talking teams, I mean, I got three being a Giants fan: Tiki Barber, Ahmad Bradshaw, and Brandon Jacobs.
Fair.
Yeah, Tiki Barber is a great one.
So,
I mean, you had some good ones in the Giants' history, though.
So I need to put an addendum on mine. So everybody knows I'm a Vanderbilt fan, but I grew up in the Midwest. So let me throw another college running back out there, Mike Rozier.
Oh yeah, so
at
Rozier,
Nebraska. Okay,
also a Giant.
And then in the NFL, Emmitt Smith.
So we're talking about the most overrated running back. Okay.
I mean, look, I'll even throw in one more giant. Unfortunately, his career was cut short, but man, he had a game against the New Orleans Saints, and he's from Virginia Tech. David Wilson. Look his highlights up from the game against the Saints. The man exploded onto the scene.
So, Chris, while we're talking about running backs in college, because we kind of came up, what do you think about Lawrence Phillips? Yeah, Benny Snell was fantastic.
Great running
yes,
back.
Larry Johnson was too. The government is trying to breed out common sense, definitely.
Lawrence Phillips, great running back.
Damn, not even gonna go with
Yes.
Eddie Lacy.
Piece of garbage human.
I mean,
he's literally a piece of human excrement.
I'm just saying, I agree.
Man, I mean, for the Green Bay fan, like they've had a lot of good running backs, but I think arguably their best one that I saw was probably Eddie Lacy, just because of how powerful he was.
So now we're going to get to the dumbasses of the day. I want to get this and another one in real quick.
No way.
Was there a point at the end of that?
Now, hold on. I want y'all to see that one more time.
Why did he jump the line?
I've been in that car.
There was a lot of alcohol involved in this video.
And an ambulance afterwards.
Nothing that serious, but yeah, flipped over on I got pushed down the hill. Hit it flipped over and landed on me. I landed in the dirt on the hill, but that was fuck, man. I thought I died.
Are you sure you're not a redneck, Mac?
Oh, come on, man. I used to backyard wrestle. Like, I've jumped off a 2-story house onto a trampoline, like elbow dropping somebody, busting the trampoline. Thank God we were smart enough.
Don't try this at home. Me. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, look. So I wish JD was on here because he could like help me tell y'all about this. But in the neighborhood, like back in the woods over there, not right across the street where we almost tore everybody's house down, but like way back on the other side, there were these jumps, like probably 5 foot apiece. Boom, boom, right? And that's where they put the power poles, I guess. If you've ever seen those, it's just kind of like little embankments there. So yeah, we have our bikes and we're jumping them. And we're just boom, boom. We're having a good time. And then we're coming down and I see 3 people in front of me. I see him just stop. Like this motherfucker just dead stop. So I was like, oh, so I stopped like a square before him. I'm like, why did he stop? Like, my trigger kicked in. Like I'm stopping too. If I see somebody else stop, I stop.
Fight or flight.
Well, here comes Alan. Right. Well, here comes Alan coming behind us. This kid named Alan. He just keeps going. And I'm like, man, I got to see. And all you see is, and I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden he's, I'm like, oh my God. So we get down there, we run. So we didn't go all the way down. We just saw the 5 foot. Well, there is like a 50-foot drop. And he just took his bike right over it, broke his arm looked like this, man. It went down, up, and out. Like it was nasty. And I was just sitting there thinking, man, like, I'm so glad that dude was going before me and he saw it, because I probably wouldn't have stopped had I not seen his ass stop. So I was like, but that was the nastiest thing I've, like, if you've never seen somebody's arm do this, it is gross.
I mean, I saw a basketball player by the name of Kevin Ware whose leg did something like that.
Man, I got to tell you, man, and we were sitting out there and this kid, Brian, he's like, man, we got to go. Joe Theismann. But wait. If we're doing gross injuries that look, do y'all remember Sid Vicious? Sid Justice.
Oh no!
When he jumped off the top and he landed, oh my gosh, shattered his leg. Oh, that's the ugliest I've ever seen. Like, that was nasty. Chris, if you ain't seen that, you need to go look that up.
No, the craziest thing
I've
was
seen a lot of
Alex
stuff
Smith. Was Alex Smith getting the exact same injury that Joe Theismann did on the exact same day on the exact same play. Look it up. The numbers match up.
So we're going to really quick recap our villain of the week. Really just to Kentucky fans, but he caused so much of a stir that he gets the nod. Calipari is our villain of the week. Absolutely hilarious. So y'all know who John Daly is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, he's freaking hilarious.
So John Daly, everybody, throwing out the first pitch.
John Daly, look at this, with the shorts on, throwing out the first pitch, and that was a strike.
Like, I want y'all, I'm going to play it again. I want y'all to watch this guy's outfit.
John Daly, look at this, with the shorts on, throwing out the first pitch, and that was a strike.
The motherfucking Bahamas Santa Claus out there, flip-flops on, throwing a 90-mile-an-hour baseball. Like, it doesn't get better than John Daly, y'all. It does not get better than John Daly.
The fact that he put little to zero effort into that throw.
Oh, yeah. No, he's just like, I'm drunk.
Yeah, just yeet.
Listen,
who's
I tell you what, it went exactly where he wanted it to.
It did.
Who was it? Like, I saw somebody the other day throw out a first pitch, and I want to say it was Houston. Quarterback at Houston and one of their defensive linemen. And they threw it out together. And it was just like
CJ Stroud?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my God. Will Anderson Jr.
I think it was DeMarcus Ware.
Ooh, okay.
I could be wrong.
If it's DeMarcus Ware, then I know CJ Stroud definitely wasn't part of it. Like, if we're going that far back, I ain't even going to lie.
It was definitely CJ Stroud.
Okay, then the linebacker must have been Will Anderson Jr. Because he was the first
Will Anderson Jr. It was another defensive player, but it wasn't Will Anderson Jr.
Okay. Did y'all see? I think she was a gymnast. Like, I only saw the video. I wasn't listening to it because I was at work and I was just
LSU gymnast.
No, she was throwing out the first pitch. I don't know who she was. I think they said she was a gymnast, but I couldn't really hear because I'm just like watching it at work. And she throws, you know how like to the right of the home plate, the guys there with the camera to capture the first pitch. Man, she hit him square in the head with it. Like, she missed that far over. She threw it. She popped him in the head. Down. He's laying on the ground like this. Man, that was great. Like, ain't no way she didn't throw at him. He done said something to her. Like, and she said, I'm going to take full advantage. And she popped him like directly in the forehead.
Hey, next week we could literally make a list of all the worst first pitches that we have ever seen in baseball.
Yes. Since next week is
can stop me now.
Yes.
Parsons.
That's right. So next week,
Micah
Parsons. So next week we will be doing No Mercy Sports, and I will be at work because we are in week from inventory at that point. So Chris, we'll get with you on the details if you could help us out with that. So he'll be doing his debut, and I'm excited about it. I'll be watching it from work. I don't know if I'll have time to jump on or not, to be honest with you, but if I can, I will. You just send me the link. You know, and we'll run it through. It's going to be great. So I'm looking at this, and I got to tell you, I don't remember, Chris, did you see the video of the British woman and the robber?
Yes. Yes.
Oh
You saw them
man,
in the damn toe rag, man.
yes, that shit was funny. She's poking him like she's so unafraid of this guy. She's just poking him with a broom, and then she asks him, "Who's your mom? She should be in prison for raising you." I mean, like she's just talking.
I was
shit
talking
the whole time to him. You couldn't rob a garden.
I was talking shit the whole time that video was playing to Mr. James over here about his No Mercy Sports, because I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to talk shit just like she did. I'm going to make you say mercy, sir.
No, the fuck you won't.
When I break out that telephone pole wrapped in barbed wire, dipped in an agent, well, never mind.
Damn.
You know what? You know what? Do what you will. Do what you will, because I will bury you worse than Kendrick buried Drake this past weekend.
He didn't bury him. He got his bodyguard instead.
Just saying.
Like, don't mess around.
There's a big difference between Chris Jericho's list and Hillary Clinton's list. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know what happens if you try to get me to say mercy? You know what happens? You know what happens? You just made the list!
That's right. All right, so here we are, right?
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
Yes, we have no idea. So right now in the playoffs, because we got about 30 minutes left, I want to get through a couple of things. Who do you have winning it all? I think I already know who each and every one of y'all are going to say, but I'm not going to steal your thunder. We'll start with Chris. Who you got winning it all?
You already did. I got OKC winning it.
Yes, like I said, I knew who it was. I just wasn't going to steal your thunder. What about you, James?
I mean, honestly, the way that I've seen New York and Minnesota have been playing throughout the playoffs, it's going to be one of those two teams. They are so heavy on defense. And you know what they say? Defense wins championships, my guy. So Chris, you heard me. Knock that stupid look off your face.
Mac, who you got winning it all right now?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
They're the only team that's looked almost pretty much untouchable this entire playoffs.
I mean, New York has Tom Thibodeau.
So this is where, if we're going to pick one from each, I don't think New York makes it out. I think Boston comes out of the East, and the way they're playing right now, I think the Timberwolves come out of the West. So Boston or Minnesota
can be a tall order to beat OKC.
And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, Minnesota's playing out of their minds right now. We're talking about, like, watching them out there just dominate people. That's just what I think. And while we're here, what do y'all think? So we are just as far into the NHL playoffs as well, right? So who do y'all have winning it all in the NHL right now? We'll start with you, James.
Florida.
Florida.
Hey, Boston woke up the Panthers, and last night showed. Everybody had, to quote Scott Van Pelt, going over the highlights this morning, everybody had a dance partner when Florida went up like 5-1 or 6-1, and Boston got pissed.
So, Chris, who's going to win the NHL right now?
Right now? Not the Preds.
Yeah, because they got their asses kicked by Vancouver.
So not
1-0 is not an ass kicking. I don't understand.
They lost the series 4-2. They couldn't even force a game 7.
Okay.
So who do you have winning it?
Every single game was a 1-goal game. That the Preds held the lead in the third period.
Good for them. They still lost. Good for them. They still won 2 games and lost the series 4-2, my guy.
They did, Chris. Outside of them, they lost. My team was the worst team in hockey. I ain't even going to try to get in the middle of y'all's argument because we suck ass. But who do you think wins?
Chicago should have gotten the first pick of the draft. Fuck you, fucking San Jose.
Yeah, the Sharks.
See, I pay about as much attention outside of the Preds to NHL. Apparently, did you say Boston was up 6-1 on the Panthers?
Yeah, the first game of the goddamn series. And
I
then
agree,
Florida
Ryan.
came back and won 6-1 to tie up the series at 1.
So you don't
I'm
pay
not
much
impressed with
attention.
Florida. I'm just not.
They won 6-1 last night. Are you kidding me?
And they got
Boston
their
got
ass.
so pissed
Matt, who
that
you
they
got?
picked a fight with Florida.
Mac is froze.
Said you were.
He's looking.
But-
He's looking at Google to find out who's still in it.
Yeah. So while he's doing that, you're on mute, Matt. You're on mute.
I'm looking at my bets. I'm sitting here running through all my bets.
So I'll go ahead and go. So the team that I think is going to win it's the same team that I told you, 5-6 weeks ago. I haven't changed, and that's the Rangers. I just think they're going to win it all. I mean, I've been on this train for 2 months. I was this year than I have been recently, and they look good, man. They look really, really good. I really hope they run into the Avalanche, but that's just my personal pick. Matt, who do you think right now in this stage of the NHL, if you follow it more closely, do you think it's going to win it all?
I like the Avalanche.
Me too. Dangerous 3 seed.
Other than them, I mean, I always like the Bruins. Everybody hates me for saying that, and I love it. But I do. I like the Bruins, but are they going to make anything happen? Probably not.
Hey, one of the original 6.
Bless you.
Oh my God, bless you. Times 2.
He said, "Let's go Rangers." I agree 100%. So I think hockey's about as most fun. Emily, who do you think is going to win it all?
I go with what you say.
Oh, so the Rangers? Okay.
You know more than I do. I trust your
I really
opinion.
like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our final commercial, just a minute long. You are watching College Sports Villains only on the Dog Media Network.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College Sports Villains, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free.
Nobody can stop me now.
Come here.
Away from their debut. So I'm excited.
I did
Go
want
ahead,
to give
Chris.
an update on something. We showed the video, I believe it was last week, entitled "Redneck Shit." And
Yes.
the first thing out of Mac's mouth was something about Florida. Just an update. I've seen the entire video all the way to the end. And yes, it was definitely in Florida. Big dude that was rolling around in the truck had on a Gators shirt.
That's
So
confirmation right there.
That was a good call out. James actually mentioned that to me, and that's pretty funny. He's like, "Wait a minute, why did he say that was Florida?" Y'all see the boy right over there looking at the camera like, So let's take a minute to discuss this. So I got to tell you, Taylor Green shouldn't be in the top 10. Jackson Arnold should probably be in the top 10. Blake Shapen shouldn't be. Diego Pavia was good at New Mexico State. We don't know how that's going to translate. Peyton Thorne is an absolute mess, just trash. This is one of the worst SC quarterback lists I've ever seen in my entire life. Quinn Ewers, number 4. What's that?
Don't show it to Tim Bailey. He'll be madder than hell that Jackson Arnold is behind Diego Pavia.
I mean, we're saying that Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers are 3 and 4, and Jackson Dart and Cook are better. First of all, that's some meth smoke in there if I've ever seen any in my life. Peyton Thorne is probably closer to 15 or 16 now that Texas and Oklahoma have joined this list. It was an Auburn fan that made this list with a hard on for Ole Miss. That's all I can say. Like, awful list. Awful.
I'll say this. How the hell, granted, it took some time for Jalen Milroe to actually get some traction under his feet, but I actually watched this dude last year. How the hell is he top 5?
Jalen Milroe was really, really good.
Because he could run the offense. Like, he did a very good job running the offense.
He really did. He did a really, really good job. I think Milroe's a top 5 quarterback in the SEC.
He's not great.
Oh my God. He got Alabama to the Rose Bowl in one of their weakest seasons that I've ever seen in my entire life, when Alabama is known for producing weapons.
I mean, they did beat Georgia.
You're missing the point. So that offense that he ran wasn't flashy. It was a run-based offense. He didn't throw his receivers open like some of the other quarterbacks we've seen do. But he was great at running the offensive scheme they built to fit his skill set.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens this season.
I think they'll be fine. You know who? So Washington was in the national championship game, right?
Yes.
We all know that. So I propose to you that Washington doesn't even win 7 games this year.
Who wins more, Washington or Colorado?
Washington will win 5 games and Colorado will win 4. That's my guess.
Yeah, Deion Sanders, Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Listen, how many games did they win this year?
4.
Yeah, they won
4 this year. They'll win at least 6 next year.
No, I disagree.
Wrong. He's writing way too many checks that his ass can't cash.
Yeah,
at best 7.
Deion Sanders is not a great coach. He had some people come there, but right now his recruiting classes and his rankings are very, very low, Mac. Like, we're talking in the 50s or higher, because
so 2 years ago, Colorado won 1 game last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Right.
Then yes, they won 4 or 5 games last year?
4 last year.
There's hope.
I'm not saying there's not hope, but their talent level is in the 50s. It's not like they had the greatest recruiting and transfer. And then to further alienate the people, he makes a comment like, if y'all want to come play for Colorado, y'all need to come out here and holler at me instead of going out recruiting. It's not going to be pretty for Colorado. We want it to be, because I love primetime, but it just ain't going to happen.
In case you missed it, he got into a Twitter beef last week.
Yeah. With
and
3 people
who just got lit. Deion Sanders got lit up. The guy from the SEC, Uncle Lou, absolutely torched him when he put up screenshots of Deion's kids and their
as
staff.
Unfortunately accurate as that is, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Yeah. But he's writing checks.
I mean,
cash.
I say 4. So next week is No Mercy Sports. We're starting to wind down here. We're getting to the 2-hour mark. The week after that is going to be just a little special about MLB and all that. But the week after, the first week in June, we are going to have our ACC special. So everybody, I have a special guest coming on for Clemson University. We're going to preview the ACC. The week after that, Big Ten. Week after that, SEC. Of course, it won't be the whole show. It'll be about 30 minutes of the show, since we all got so much we like to do. But the conference previews are coming, and I cannot wait. I have some people who are going to come on that I know for various Brandon, who is a part of the Dog Media Network, will be on to talk about Iowa and Nebraska, he said. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be fun times. So we had a lot MLB right now. Go ahead,
Emily. You probably need to make sure you get him in a shower and scrub him, because I think he's probably feeling a little bit dirty right now by inviting a Clemson fan onto his podcast. I'm just saying.
Doc.
Yes, he is.
So I am, but it is an ACC preview, and I do want to have the people come in and speak about their team, even at Clemson. So as much as my page, College Sports Villains, likes to trash on Clemson, I've always had a good time going there. So we've covered a lot there. So we're going to go into final thoughts and call it a day because I have to work at 7:00 in the morning and all this fun stuff. So Chris, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Recovery is a beautiful thing. If you have problems with addiction, or a loved one has problems with addiction, get them some help. Get yourself some help. To see my better half and the way she has blossomed in her 5 years of sobriety is a magical thing. Give recovery a try if you suffer from addiction or you know somebody that does.
Thank you, Chris. James, final thoughts.
I mean, these playoffs for the NBA, I know I said that I stopped watching, which I did after the All-Star game. Knowing how defensive heavy it's been, I really might have to start watching the Knicks and Timberwolves just to see how their series go.
Oh, yeah. It's been really good.
Crazy.
All right. Emily, final thoughts.
I hope this kid goes to sleep.
Maybe. Mac, final thoughts.
How about them O's? How about them O's? Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Man, I'm pumped. I'm happy. Listen, I know come playoff time, we're going to get a Yankees-Orioles series, and I look forward to it.
I look forward to it too.
do. Because, I mean, again, if there's anybody that could beat us out, it's the Yankees. Like I said, I give you guys respect. I love playing the Yankees. I love to hate the Yankees, but fuck Boston, fuck the goddamn Rays, fuck the Blue Jays, fuck I swear to fucking God, man. The rest of the teams I hate, but again, because I love the history of baseball, that's why it's so hard for me to hate the Yankees.
I mean, hey, it's great to see Baltimore doing this good and having this much fun.
Yep. Well, thank you guys. And I will see y'all show tomorrow, James.
Yes, sir. 6:30 Eastern time. Between that time, it'll be No Mercy Sports, and at the end of the episode, you will know whose game this is, with everybody saying No Mercy Sports. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We have come to the end here, and I'm going to give my final thoughts. The Braves made a good comeback after losing the series to the Dodgers. College football, spring games are over. We're really getting into it. College baseball, we didn't get into it tonight because we had so much on the agenda, but it's really heating up. Great series coming this weekend, as you all know, the last one before regionals. A lot of this is going to decide. But with that being said, you're watching College Sports Villains only on the Dog Media Network. And as always, John 3:16.
College football dogs. By the fans, for the fans. You win.